Welcome to this channel named Spectrum, Tesla Spectrum. I welcome you to my first video on this channel, which is dedicated to my brand new Tesla Model 3 long range. Well, factually, I don't even have it yet because I will pick it up on Monday. But I thought, how better to start this channel, which will be about all my experiences I will have in the next years with this wonderful car, than by telling you the story of how I came to be partnering with a Tesla, driving a Tesla and not something else, and then how it is to buy such a car here in the Czech Republic if you are an expat like me. I'm a German living here for 4 years now, and registering it, all the kind of small things around it, and what is different here maybe than in your country. So it is probably also quite interesting for you if you plan to come here and reside here like many people do. So why a Tesla in the first place? I mean, good question. Somehow it started in 2013 when I was in the US on one of the conferences I have to go regularly. And I spent my lunchtime to go to the mall, and there was this incredible car. You know, of course, Model S. I had never seen anything like that in my life before. And I was immediately flabbergasted. I was amazed. The big screen, these huge trunk and frunk opportunities, incredible. Funny enough, I didn't bother when I saw it about any panel gaps or things like that. But I was just totally amazed by this car. Obviously, it was completely out of my range. So that stayed a dream. But it was from then on that I thought at one point I want to go and have an electric car. And if then I think it should be a Tesla maybe. But the years went by, and instead of Tesla, I went for Mercedes, and I had good experience with it. Well, the first Mercedes was a good one. The second was pretty disastrous. And the third one was fantastic. The last one, which I just sold on Saturday, a C-Class Estate, 220 4MATIC, nice car, diesel, super. But diesel. So I already thought last year, when it became more and more interesting, I should change to an EV. But which one? And people who know me know that I analyze everything. I overanalyze usually. Yeah, that's one of my problems. So when I start to be interested, I get a little bit frantic. So I started to research. And right from the beginning, I thought, when I first saw the Model 3, I thought, interesting. I sat in it and I thought, I totally don't fit in. Which was just basically totally stupid because I didn't know how you could adjust the seats. So I just adjusted them in the normal way, but didn't know that they go up and down, and somehow they didn't fit me. And I thought, nah, okay, that's it. The car is too small for me. That was in the Tesla shop in Berlin, actually. And so I went on and I still thought about the car and it was interesting, but didn't fit. Naja. And then more and more the news came up that there will be an increasing number of EVs for all kinds of brands. And particularly 2021 was supposed to be one of those years. And we had COVID. So it meant me normally traveling all the time for business. I suddenly did everything online. And I also became a bit, I don't know, claustrophobic. If I was in a tram, in a train, in an airplane, I started not to be very comfortable with it. And the whole concept of green mobility became more and more important for me, also in my job. So the idea became that quite apparent that I need to look into an electric vehicle. So I started to try really everything that you could try here in the Czech Republic. I tried ID4, I tried Škoda Enyaq, the EV6, Ioniq, you name them, I tried them. And none of them was really all too special. But that's me personally, okay? It's a total question of taste. And I then decided, I don't know why, honestly, maybe give the Model 3 another try. So I went to the Tesla Center here in the south of Prague, in Průhonice. which was also the first Tesla center to open in the Czech Republic, I think in 2019 only. And very friendly staff, I come back to that. And they had exactly one show car in the showroom. That was it. One. I think it was a black one, if I remember correctly, in the showroom. And I sat in it and I thought, yeah, it's still not fitting. And then I was clever. So I asked, the salesman, and I said, it seems not to fit. And he explained to me what you can do with the seat, which was more than I thought I could do. So in the end, I just figured it out, and I just realized I can perfectly well fit into this car, even though I'm not 192. And I thought for the first time, something is catching here. Something is intriguing. I honestly didn't know in the beginning what it was. Later, I realized it's what you hate or love, the style. It's minimalist, Bauhaus style sort of thing. And either you are totally for it or you're totally against it, which I think is the huge advantage for Tesla, by the way, on the market, because if you love Tesla's style, no other style is attractive to you. If you hate the style, it's just not a question that you go for it, but then you basically only have the, I think, Ioniq 5, who is really very different for long range. Okay, we're not talking Honda E or something for 100 some kilometers, but for real business travel, which is interesting for me, there are not that many. And apart from other issues, that style just didn't appeal to me, but that's also a special style. EV6 has also its style, but it's still more, in certain ways, I think, more like a conventional car, and all the others are interchangeable. Mainly SUVs, top class, of course, top prices, usually also, but just all the same. So they compete with each other. In any way, I did all these tests, and then I decided to test the Model 3 long range as the very last one, which was an eye-opener, because it's just, I don't know, I sat in it, I started, it took me 5 minutes, and I was totally sold on it. And they also do very long test rides, which is quite interesting. I don't know about your country, but here in the Czech Republic, most companies I tried, they do super short test rides, like 10 minutes, usually on roads where you go 50, 60, and then they go usually on one of these quieter roads and say, yeah, now you can try to kick it a bit, but they, for whatever reason, they don't go on the highway, where I would see, for example, consumption, things like that. Tesla makes a long ride with you. The minimum is 30 minutes, but you can also do an hour. They don't care. In any case, I tried that. Yeah, it was more of a tough ride compared to these kind of, it feels sometimes like a ship, some of the others. But that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted more of a go-kart feeling, these kind of things. So in the end, I thought, okay, that's the car. Now the next question. When and how to do it? Because I run a company. So a question was also, do I do it as a company car or as a private car? There's the additional question that maybe in 2022, there will be a so-called dotace, so subsidy for companies to buy electric vehicles. But then again, taking the history from these kinds of subsidies in the Czech Republic, it's not very likely that it will be easy to apply for it. You never know when it really comes, although it's EU money, but it's just difficult. We have a new government here. It also takes longer. Long story short, I decided, well, probably I go for it privately. And now it becomes really interesting because I normally thought, okay, I will go for it next year, being reasonable, rational, do it for the summer, so you don't have to, for spring, you don't have to think about tire storage, etc., etc. And you also have to see that, of course, if you go outside specific parts, you have to just talk Czech. And I manage, but of course it's hard. So you don't want to have everything under stress. And yet I made myself a lot of stress in the end, funny enough, because I went and decided to take my girlfriend on a test ride as well, because she would also take the car now and then, or we would share driving because on long distance or things like that. So I just wanted, her opinion on it, and she did it. She was very much in favor of the car. And then we came back to the dealership in Průhonice, and they had suddenly, I think, 3 new cars which were used for test drives. And another one was standing there, and one Model Y, which Model Y is just for me SUV, that's not it, and too expensive. And in any case, we just went around, and 3 of the cars which were standing there, so it must have been 4, 3 of the Model 3s were white, and one was red, I think. And I had always had my eyes set on blue and nothing else. That was somehow clear for me. It had to be blue. Don't ask me why, I just loved it. And I was still not sure white or black interior. The more I looked at it and sat on it, the more I liked the black. And then my girlfriend had a very good point. She said, "Naya, but if you take black inside, blue outside, the differences don't show so well. On the white one, they show pretty cool." So long story short, that's what I then said. Okay, then maybe we should go for white and black. And then it was also clear they all had these 19-inch wheels, which I know they are a bit less comfortable. And yes, for me, important normally efficiency. They are all not perfect on that, but they are just beautifully fitting black and white. So I said, "Now, okay, maybe that's an option." And I said, and I have to wait now. I have to book it. Let's see. And we don't know how, production goes in the next year, etc. And then the guy who later became a very, very, very important person in this whole thing because he helped an awful lot, Tomáš Kosek from the Tesla Center, he said, "Naya, but we do have this one over there, which is brand new. It just arrived. And you can buy it," which, is of course a total exception, and it already has the big battery. So sometimes you make a lot of rational thinking and, reasonable decision making just to, in the end, of course, do a kind of stomach decision, right? You just buy it. So I decided you want to have a Tesla, you want to have that color. Now is the opportunity, do it. So I did. The problem with that is when the car, or if the car is there already, everything gets suddenly very, very, very quick. Literally speaking, it was Thursday, I think, that I made the decision, and then together with him did the online reservation for it. Thursday, last week. We now speak Wednesday. And immediately everything was setting up, and we arranged for finances and that stuff. But then I had to say, okay, now I have to regulate. I have to sell my Mercedes. I have to get some insurance. I have to make sure that it gets registered. I have to take care of the tires because that had summer tires on, so it will get winter tires. But still, by the way, of course, I take the 18-inch winter tires, not 19. And all of that had to happen in a few days. And even though I dealt with authorities here for my company and other things, it's always a bit frightening if you do it in a foreign language, and English is even my foreign language, especially in one with like Czech, which is really not easy. I love it, but it's not easy, okay? So, and then I experienced what I always experience here and what I can really recommend. People are helpful and just downright lovely. For this, I have only fantastic experience. I have to say that. It started off with Tomáš, who really, smoothed the things when it was about the financing and how I could do things. But then also I immediately contacted the Tesla Owners Club here in the Czech Republic, which took me as a member, even though I didn't have a Tesla yet. And they have an enormous amount of information. They can tell you where to find a good tire company, what is about PPF, because I wanted to do a protective wrapping, of course, and all these things. And suddenly everything fell into place. I contacted on Friday, I contacted insurance, registration, tire companies. And then on the weekend, I prepared stuff. And some of the people already came back on the weekend. And I will put, for example, a contact for insurance into the description of this video. You might want to have a look at that. And I also have a link for a registration account to that in a minute. For insurance, and I think that is really important, when you are an expat, you have to consider certain things, because it's totally not like it might be in your country. For example, here insurance works entirely different from how I know it in Germany. In Germany, it's about how many years are you accident free, and you can go down. I don't even know what it is now. I was at 25%, so I had 75% bonus after 33 years of accident-free driving. Here, the maximum is 50%. If you have it from abroad, get a confirmation from your insurance company, and it should be, for example, mine had it in German, French, and English in one document, very professional. Hook, by the way, if you know it, very good. If you ever want to insure a car in Germany, they are not the cheapest, but they are by far the best, with the best service. I can totally recommend. I had them, as you know now, for more than 30 years. Brilliant company. Anyway, within minutes, I had this document, and such a document is worth gold, because I contacted the insurance broker, which I also prefer, because I also talked to individual insurances, even to the one who had my Mercedes insured. They made a ridiculous offer, which was so expensive. I mean, you have no idea. No one could think that I bought a Lamborghini or a Bentley. And if you use an insurance broker here, check out, how much they are familiar with international clients. The one I had, perfect English, super nice, very effective. I get even information on the weekend, which I, as an entrepreneur, really appreciate. And she came up with 3 offers, and one of them was very reasonable. I mean, Tesla is not cheap here, okay? I mean, first of all, Tesla is a lot more expensive when you buy it, because there is so far no state subsidy, and there will be no state subsidy, as I understand, for individuals. And it's even without that, it's still a lot more expensive than in Germany, which is ridiculous considering the normal income. Anyway, this insurance was given to me with a 55% bonus even. So they went beyond what they normally give you, because they said 33 years, this guy probably doesn't drive like a maniac, didn't have any car stolen, and seems to be an acceptable customer. I appreciate that. Good that they did not see me driving when I was 19, which was before that, because then I was not such a good driver. I even crashed my first deux chevaux. Now then again, the deux chevaux is easy to crash. Anyway, that is what is very important about insurance. Is number one, expect it to be expensive, and you need your residence permit. At least they asked for it. Now, as a European, normally you don't have to have one, but I can strongly recommend it to get it. Normally you get first a temporary one for 10 years, and I will, next year I can apply for the permanent residence, which I will do, which has huge advantages for credit cards and other stuff. But in the end, to have a temporary one is good for 2 reasons. One, you have something to prove where you reside, for example, during COVID now, these kind of things. But secondly, also, you get a so-called rodné číslo, which is basically kind of your, a kind of a route number, a kind of your personal number. And everything in the Czech Republic is organized based on this number. So it's really important. And you get it, for example, when you do that. So they asked for that. I had that. That was very good. My insurance from Germany was very helpful. Having had already 1 year with a Czech insurance on the Mercedes without any problems was an additional benefit. So there you go, there you have it. I don't know now in your country nowadays. Here, what you get is, funny enough, it's called Zelena Karta. So green card, but it's no longer green. It's, I think since 2 years now, it's white. And very helpful. It has on top of it the information from the insurance company. I try whether it works with the background, something like this, you know, where you have just the information of the insurance company on it, these kind of things. So the next step is then the payment has to be accepted. That was all fine. Funny side note on that. You should try when you are still figuring out the financing. You can already, of course, log into your account, which is immediately set up when you are ordering, and then change the language. I did that once. And for example, I first changed it to English, and suddenly the price was not shown in Czech crowns, but in US dollars. And when I changed it to German, it was even shown in euros. The euro is like 25.5 Czech crowns. So the price was in the range of, I don't know, maybe of the most expensive supercars you can imagine, Rimac or something like that. So it's a funny fact that when you change the language, they do not adapt with any kind of exchange rate. Suddenly your car becomes very, very valuable. So we had all that settled, which was needed. And then you have to do the registration. And there I simply decided to go for a company. For a simple reason, it's a calculation. You pay, you can say on average, it will cost you 100 euros, the service itself. The fee to register here in the Czech Republic is, if I remember correctly, 800 Czech crowns. That translates into roughly something like 32 euros. But you spend hours in these offices. You wait, etc. These companies have usually a different way of treatment. They know how to deal with it. They get it done quickly. This one was perfect. I give you the link below in the description of the video, and it's called SPZ service, which is SPZ is basically the Czech abbreviation for the license plate you have to get for the registration. And for that, what you needed was, you need, of course, the insurance, you need the COC certificate, and you need, what else was it? Proof of myself, of course. And then you have to have, of course, the car, the VIN number, these kind of things. They ask you for that. You give that there. What you need also is you have to give them the power of attorney. In Czech, that's called plná moc. And they prepare that for you. You just simply sign it. For that, also important in the Czech Republic, I don't know in yours, but it has to be certified. But we have a very nice way, an easy and cheap way to do it here. You just go to a checkpoint, which is kind of an administrative unit located at the Česká pošta, so the post office. And it costs you the incredible amount of 30 Czech crowns, which is €1.20, to get it certified. There you will have to talk Czech. So if you don't, you should bring somebody, because frankly, one cannot expect from everybody who is, working as a clerk in a post office to speak English, German, or something. Some of them do actually, and they are then always very friendly to help. And if you totally don't understand, one tries to do it with hand and feet. It always works out in the end. You need that, and that you have to deliver in person. Otherwise, they do everything for you. They even pick up the COC from Tesla, or probably then also from other companies. And they do all, and you just pick up your license plates. I will do that today. I'm very curious about it. I will probably make a very short video when I go there. It's just, it will be bloody cold, so I will look very, very ridiculous in my clothing. And I just picked up this here, the license plate for my new Tesla Model 3 long range, which I will pick up on Monday. So I will keep you all informed about the processes
and how it works. And I was just at my, I show you. I was just picking them up at the partner which I used for this, which is a service company in the Czech Republic that does registration, nebo český to je SPZ service, and I show you, there you have it. I will also put a link to them down in the description, so just have a look for it.
And then that's it. Once you have that, what I will do now this week, I will do some video on that, is I will now, end of the week, on Friday, I will go to Tesla. And they were so nice that they already exchanged the wheels. And they, wrap the summer tires in some, packaging so that they are safe. And I get the winter tires on. And then I take the summer tires with our second car to the tire service, which is located in Flora, in a shopping center in Prague. And I will store them there and then get it changed in the spring. Of course, remember, if you have a Tesla, what you have to be very careful about is which tire service, in Czech, Pneu service, you choose. Because there are not that many who have experience with Tesla, and those who have a Tesla know you cannot just simply, put it up, change tire, because you might damage the battery. You need these special plugs to put in, and then you can use the lever, but otherwise, you can damage your car. And then afterwards, Monday, I will pick up the Tesla, finally, and he is named Spectre. And I will of course make a video of that. We will have to drive a few kilometers for the cameras to adjust and these kind of things. And then right on Monday, I will bring it to a company called Kuti Service here, which is a wrapping expert. They usually wrap like Porsche, Lamborghini, Bentley, this kind. I probably have the least expensive car in their whole collection when I come there, so I have to be careful when I park. But they will do a PPF wrapping, because of course we know that Tesla, particularly because it doesn't have any plastic in the front or so, there is always the danger that you can damage your paint by stone chips, things like that. And also, honestly, I had very bad experience with my first Mercedes, which I parked, and then some birds decided to use it as a bathroom. I didn't see that for a while, and it was so baked in that when they took it off at a washing center, they damaged my paint. So I don't want to have that. So it will get a PPF wrap right away. And also there, they already agreed that we can, do some video when I deposit the car, and let's see what they might do with it. And then I will pick it up on Thursday, and then the experience and the adventure starts. So that's it in a nutshell, what will happen now. And cross fingers for me that nothing goes wrong, but honestly, I would not know what. And I just wanted to say also at the end, a super big thank you, first of all, to Tomáš Kosek at the Tesla Center, because they are just really nice people, really helpful. I also, by the way, I didn't know that they don't get any commission on cars. So, which is probably very different, and that changed my opinion on car sales, men and women. But they were really super helpful, friendly, and as you can guess, probably also from the way I do the video, I'm not somebody who is very shy in terms of questioning. I can be quite demanding in that respect. Super fine people. And also the SPZ team, and They were just marvelous. And I can recommend really, particularly maybe as an expat, it's highly recommendable to use this company or a different one. Just find one which is really good and reliable, because it's a pain in the back if you do these kind of things, I think in every country. And my lifetime is too valuable for that. I always think to spend it on chairs for hours in a registration center. But of course, that's a personal decision. So I hope that you like this kind of first intro. I will also include at one point, probably before this, so you will kind of jump out of this when you see this video. You will have me here, then suddenly on the street, and now back again here. But factually, I will go now and pick up my license plates, and then put that into this video as well. I will put some links into the description, and then consequently, I will do something on my first charging. That will be interesting. My first charging, the question of setting up the wall box, which has to be done, and then of course I ordered a couple of accessories to make life even nicer with a Tesla, and of course I will involve you in checking them out. Are they useful or not? And I bought them all myself. Nobody gave them to me for some review or something. Sadly, well, I would have taken some of them for free there. Some of them were not so cheap. Most of them were quite cheap. In any case, if you also decide going for a Tesla or any other electric vehicle, congratulations. Welcome to the family, so to speak, where I'm now finally also in. And I wish you just all the best with it. And should you decide or think about deciding to live abroad, I can highly recommend Prague. I will probably also always now and then, put in some hints on living in this country, living in the city of Prague, and what you might look at, what you might want to avoid, which YouTube channel could be helpful for you, for example, for that. In any case, enjoy your time, and Spectre will be back.